Well, here we are. Did you ever imagine a day in which so many people would be talking about something inside you for so long?
Well, first of all, I'm very blessed to be here, and I know that, so thank you. And I didn't expect that I would feel tearful, but it's been an absolutely tremendously moving 2.5 or 3 weeks.
Ashley Judd coming forward publicly, detailing what happened, she says, when she went to see the movie mogul Harvey Weinstein.
I fought with this volley of no's.
More than 60 women have now come forward to say that they were Weinstein's prey. Nearly 20 say it happened to them before Ashley Judd walked into his hotel room. Even for a famous actress, speaking out is a decision steeped in fear. She and the other women unsure if anyone would believe them or care.
I made the most important decision I'll ever make years ago, which is to turn my will and my life over to the care of a loving God. And it was like, I'm so taken care of, I'm totally gonna do this. I also talked with my dad, and when I talked with my mom, I told her what I was thinking about doing, and she said, go get him.
Mom would be Naomi Judd, who, with her daughter Winona, was already part of a legendary singing duo. But the youngest daughter, Ashley, says she had a different idea. She got in her banged-up car, left Kentucky, to act. In Hollywood, she says she got some small parts, then larger ones, and she got the attention of one of the reigning titans of the business, producer Harvey Weinstein. He had called, wanted to talk to you. Had you heard anything about it? I mean, heard to be wary.
No, I had not. No, I had no warning. I had no warning.
A meeting was scheduled. She says she headed to the Peninsula Beverly Hills Hotel to meet Harvey Weinstein.
I remember the lurch when I went to the desk and I said, Mr. Weinstein, is he on the patio? And they said, he's in his room. And I was like, ugh, are you kidding me?
But you went up because?
I had a business appointment.
The door opened, and in a pattern so many women say happened to them too. She says the man inside began insistent pressure.
There's this constant grooming negotiation going on. I thought no meant no.
She says he first asked to give her a massage because she must be tired, and then asked for her to give him one.
I fought with this volley of no's, which he ignored. Who knows, maybe he heard them as maybe he heard them as yeses, maybe they turned him on.
She says he steered her into a hallway near a closet.
He asked me to pick out his suit for the day.
She also says she remembers the bathroom just ahead, no exit.
I have totally frozen in my mind the floor plan and where the door was behind me, and then eventually where that closet was.
She says she wouldn't sit down. She remained standing as she cowered in the hall 5 to 7 minutes, and says at one point he asked her to come into the bathroom and watch him take a shower. I had with me a list of the different defenses the women who've come forward say they tried to use to escape. That light tone of voice designed not to offend someone powerful. Laughing, frozen, panicked. One person said, I sang.
Yeah.
I just started singing.
We act like we're about between 3 and 6 years old in those moments.
But she has an idea. Make a deal. An encounter someday.
But then he kept coming back at me with all this other stuff. And finally, I just said, when I win an Oscar in one of your movies, okay? And he was like, yeah, when you get nominated. I said, no, when I win an Oscar. And then I just fled, which I think, you know, am I proud of that? I'm of two minds. The part that shames myself says no. The part of me that understands the way shame works says that was absolutely brilliant. Good job, kid. You got out of there. It's a very important word, shame, and it's a very important thing to talk about. We all do the best we can, and it's really okay to have responded however we responded.
She says afterward she had trouble grasping what had happened, but told her parents enough they could see how shaken she was. And she told other people in private, agents, actors, people who worked in Hollywood at a time when Hollywood turned a blind eye.
And if I could go back retrospectively with a magic wand and say, I wish I could prevent it for anyone always, I don't know that I would have been believed. And who was I to tell? I knew it was disgusting. Like, was I going to tell the concierge who sent me up to the room?
There are photos from that time, the Vanity Fair Oscar party.
He's put up this picture.
Ugh.
And he said, this shows that you were friends, that you were fine, that he even tried to fix you up with his brother, or did fix you up with his brother.
She says they had tea in public.
So you were friends.
No, that's deny, attack, reverse the order of offender and victim.
And she points to a different picture from that same event.
And I hoped I wouldn't pass him, but I did, and he obviously grabbed my hand. It's like the look on my face is abject terror. Like, I can see it in my eyes.
Your elbow,
Yeah.
it seems
Like-
to be pushing him
Yeah.
back while you're holding his hand.
Yeah, it's very gross. It's very gross.
She says she simply didn't feel powerful enough to speak out publicly and be believed after the incident. In 1999, she says, Weinstein said something to her across a table.
Remember that little agreement we made? Think I've got that script for you. Hey, just looking around for the material. And then I saw him, and Barbara Walters was right here, and he was across from me at a table, and I had just reached the up with which I could not put. I had come into my own, I had come into my power, I had found my voice, and I was coming right at him, Diane. And he looked at me across the table, and he looked at me and he said, you know, Ashley, I'm gonna let you out of that little agreement we made. And I said, you do that, Harvey, you do that. And he has spat my name at me ever since.
She later made 2 movies at his studio. It says she doesn't remember his being a big presence on the set. And in the last 3 weeks, Weinstein has given that statement to the New York Times and others, saying he didn't retaliate against anyone. And again, any sex was consensual.
He might very well believe that.
He said the rules in the 60s and 70s were different and that he will try to be better.
Trying is lying.
Yes, he said a year from now, I'm going to reach out to her. Are you going to meet with him?
I have no idea. I believe that there is hope and help for everyone. It has to be the appropriate help, and there has to be a real profound understanding on the part of the sexual predator that what they were doing was wrong and criminal.
Should he go to jail?
If he's a rapist, he absolutely should go to jail. Yes.
What would you say to Harvey Weinstein today?
Her answer surprised us, but she wants to make it clear she'll never forgive what he did to women. But something else comes from her deep faith.
What I would say to Harvey is, I love you and I understand that you are sick and suffering. And there is help for a guy like you, too. And it's entirely up to you to get that help.
It's going to surprise a lot of people.
It's just who I am.
For millions and millions of women across this country, the chance to speak out on the hashtag #MeToo. But for so many, also the reality of few options.
I keep thinking of someone in one of our towns in Kentucky
Right.
who cannot come forward, who cannot.
Well, then we're doing this for her. You know, if this isn't her moment yet, we're helping create the moment when she can.
Some of you sent us audio tapes. We've promised not to reveal names as we play them for her.
I was told that if I didn't sleep with him, I would be fired.
We're slow tonight, baby. Go in my office and take your clothes off.
This guy controls my schedule. I don't make any money. I don't feed my kids. And I can't say anything because I need this job.
I just want to hug her.
Women reminding her of a favorite song.
You know, I love the song Invisible by U2, which is really about making unseen people seen. I'm more than you know, I'm more than you see, I'm not invisible.
And she says only if men and women work together can we change all this for good.
You think this is the moment?
This is the moment. And if we want it to be the moment, it for sure will be the moment.